How's everybody this morning?
Oh, it's a tad chilly, Jerry.
Tad chilly? Yeah, I'm a little tad chilly too right now. It's
Yeah.
I moved, so there was an uglier background. Um, so, Mr. Sergeant at Arms, take over, please, for a moment or two.
All right, what's the wind chill where you are this morning?
The wind chill is 72.
I'd say that's worth at least a $5 fine.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
All right, well, if I'm gonna get my money's worth, then hang on just a moment, because I will. Let's see. There we go.
$10.
Yeah.
We have a 10, does any 15, anybody for that?
Okay. There's the cover of the iPad again. All right.
Well, from the cold white north, I'd like to welcome everybody today. And when I started last week, Thanksgiving month, so I don't want happy bucks, I want thankful bucks. And I'll start. I'm thankful to go to Arizona to help support the fight in polo. We have 4 members of District 606. I'm going to ride, 2 from the civilians, Gail Fernandez from Webster Groves and myself. I have to confess though, I backed up. We're going to do the 62-mile ride, not the 100-mile ride. You know, and my son always tells me I have nothing to prove. Yeah. And that way, I'll be there till Monday. I have something. I won't be just a basket case Sunday. And so anyway, and this reminds me I need to go to the bank. And I'll remind Mr. Robinette.
I will,
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel so bad. I opened my car door this morning, hit
Brian.
this Camry out in the parking lot.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
At least I know who your insurance is.
it'll bump out. That's.
So I put a 10 in for a couple of reasons.
Oh, my God.
I am very thankful for Jerry. The last several months driving me back home again because we were down to 1 car and Mary goes into work on Wednesdays. I do finally have the car.
Yay!
If Jerry, you're out of a job again now, thank you.
Gosh, darn it.
Yeah, I know, but it is very nice to have all these things I have to learn. I didn't realize that you actually now have to read the doggone owner's manual, but anyway. Yeah, we can just start punching buttons, something will happen. Just don't hit that one that says eject, you know, that's the hard one, but truly thankful for friends. Y'all here in one way, shape or form, they've been friends, either short-term, long-term. And we would not get through life without our friends. And this, I think this last several weeks or several months has really proved that as far as I know.
You know, owner's manual is probably just slightly smaller than War and Peace.
You're not too far.
And keep that thing handy. You'll need it for years. Yeah. Anyone else thankful this morning?
Very. I actually got permission today to go buy a new clothes washer. Ours is kind of acting a little hinky, and I'm like, well, this is an important piece of equipment. And I didn't think I would actually get permission to go buy one. And there's a few rules laid down, but sending me out to a store unsupervised is awful. Mistake.
You know, I think it's cool to transitioning from the ringer to like a
rock to a ringer.
a ringer washer, you know.
Yeah.
Carolyn,
I'm thankful to be here with all my Rotarian friends and the new Rotarians and prospective ones sitting here, you know, so.
tell us who this young man is. Jim Law.
Jim Law.
And I will echo the same thing. I'm very thankful to be here and to meet some new potential good friends. Not new to the area, but have been gradually introduced to Rotary over the last year with our new business. And it turns out Rotary is a marvelous customer around the country. And I feel like I can get to know more about the Corps.
Jim, while you're talking, tell us what you do and what the peace poles are.
We make peace poles, 40-year-old business. that we just brought here from northern Michigan. So they operated up there for most, all of that time. Peace pole in its simplest form, it's a 4x4 cedar post with a sign on all four sides of that, may peace prevail on earth. That message is translated. We have a library of hundreds of languages. So we communicate that message in virtually any language of your choosing. So we're unifying the world under the message of prevailing peace and a desire for peace to prevail. And there's several iterations of that. We have aluminum and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So Rotaries around the country, as I say, a lot of aluminum for the community, the parks, that kind of thing. But that's what we do.
Glad you're here.
I think one of the clubs down in Jefferson County ordered at least one for their peace project this year.
Yeah, good to see you again. Good to see you. Two things. I'm thankful that our granddaughter got home from Spain and she'll be here. This is Wednesday. Tomorrow evening, be here through the weekend. We're excited about that. The second thing is, you made me a liar this morning because I was talking about your bike ride and I said, well, this guy talks about Rittner. My wife graduated from Rittner. And I said, he talks about Rittner. And I said, and you know what he's going to do right away? And she said, what is that? He's going to ride a bicycle for 100 miles. And she looked at me like I slapped her. She said, seriously? I said, yes, but it's for a good cause. But 65 to me is, wow. Well, 2 blocks would be good.
Yeah.
200 miles in for the weekend.
Right.
I'm there till Monday. I plan to ride, 60 something miles on Sunday after, because I've done 100 miles 8 times. And, you just question why you're living the next morning.
Anyway, they have our favorite, computer record on speed dial. Can you come in?
Well, with 7, it's like 40 degrees. You have to get your 6 and use 100. Like, no.
There you go.
So anyway.
Well, I was gonna, sponsor you for $1 a mile if you did 100, but I'm
Not anymore.
half-assed it too.
I gotta do $2 a month.
Thankful to be here. It's been a while, a lot going on, but through the highs and the lows, ups and downs, thank God that I made it. We're here.
Yeah.
Good to have you with us. I have $1 from Brian. I'm thankful for the lead. That may not have been what he said.
Brian is our resident pharmacist, and at this club, if you say the word, well, it's kind of rhymes with WG or rhymes with CVS, you get a fine.
Yes, you do.
I made that mistake a couple times. But anyway, glad to see you, Chuck. Mr. President?
Yes, sir. I have some things that I'm thankful for, and I will just, you guys know I'm good for it, so I'll put in, well, my $10 fine for one, and but I stayed up last night. Well, actually, I took a nap and got to see the launch of the Artemis 1, the return to the moon, and it went off about 2:00 a.m. our time, which would have been 1:00 your time. I was on the beach, and I've been closer, but man, it is amazing. It is just wonderful, and I'm glad we're headed back toward the moon. And after the launch, when it left it off the pad, the commentator on NASA said to the moon and beyond. So very thankful for that. Thankful you guys are all doing well and handling the cold weather. Thankful that you all are filling in and handling the Old Newsboys Day and some various other things. So I'm proud of you guys. Thank you very much for doing all you do for Rotary. Welcome to our new prospective member and visitor. And it's very nice to see you there. And that's about all I have. Do we have a program this morning?
We do.
Bruce.
Bruce, you're up, you're on.
All right. Welcome back, Bruce. I know it's kind of hectic at the schools.
Kind
Yes.
of.
Just a tad.
Yeah, so, again, definitely thankful to be here, and good morning to everyone. Just have, been dealing with some things, our hearts definitely go out to, my alma mater, Central Business Performing Arts, the loss, their teacher, their students, as well as all that are experiencing, what they're experiencing as a result of the trauma, that was inflicted upon them by, individual. No secret, maybe some of you all don't know, but immediately after that, we had 2 deaths at Rittner High School, students that attended there at some point. So my absence has particularly been, around that, providing the support that needs to be provided, not just for the students, but for the teachers. Because we do have a number of individuals that are teachers that and counselors and other staff members that work at Rittner High School that came from St. Louis Public Schools, some of which work in the various school buildings as well. So just trying to provide support, the wraparound services that we need to provide for all of those that were impacted by that. So the presenter that was supposed to come this morning, she sent me a text and she said that she could not be here. So she said, it's in your hands, sir. One of the things that I want to bring to you, I want to talk to you about an exciting opportunity that has been around for 30 plus years, and that's the St. Louis Internship Program. Not sure if many of you know about it, but because you're great people and you know great people, thought we would bring this to you all so that you kind of know what's out there. Won't go through the entire PowerPoint because she would do a much better job than I would, but I will give you a 1-pager at the end, which is the clip notes to the program. So there is a clicker here. And I guess
It should.
oh yeah, it's clicker.
Yeah.
So the program, again, it's been around for 30 plus years. It started in 1992. And so it's really 30 years, but basically their mission is, and their mantra is open a world of opportunity to St. Louis youth. They started on the heels of the Rodney King riot that transpired, and they wanted to ensure that young people within certain communities had opportunities. So they looked out and they got together, they started this program. So you say, well, what is this program? I can't really see all the notes, but again, the program has been around since 1992. Since then, they've had over 4,000 students go through the program. And the program, in a nutshell, provides a diverse set of training for students that are in 9th and 10th grade. They've also added 10th and 11th grade. They've also added a 9th grade component to where they train students on a variety of things, and then they put them out into the field of the work. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute.
Let me see if I can get this over there without screwing stuff up.
Oh, no, well.
And then you can
Almost up the bell, Bruce.
almost, but I'm not sure. It's
And I would say that was me. So I've been with the program since 1995. So that's why you see. So the PowerPoint that you gave me is the employer connection, because they're actually looking for more employers to come to the program, whether they pay students or it's a dedicated internship, so that students that have an interest in certain fields can work within that field and determine whether or not they want to pursue that field. So an example would be me. I was in the program in the 90s. I wanted to be an attorney. They placed me at the circuit attorney's office. Worked at the circuit attorney's office for 2 consecutive summers. And I was like, I can get used to this. I kind of like the criminal aspect of law. And I said, I can get used to this. And I stayed there. They're actually working the victim services unit, room 222. And that's when D. Joyce Hayes was the circuit attorney. And I was like, I kind of like this, but I was only seeing one part of it. They asked me or allowed me to attend a trial. And won't go into the details of the trial, but it was a trial that I remember like yesterday. And I said, no, I don't think I want to be a criminal attorney. So got back with the program. I needed some support. And I said, well, maybe I'll look at the civil side. So they placed me at a law firm that is no longer around. The law firm is a Stoller Partnership. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that. So I worked there for a year. And I said, well, I don't think I can get used to this. And this gets into the employer connection as well as some other things. And the reason why I couldn't get used to it is because I got there at roughly 7:30 every morning, went and got the mail, did some things in the mail room, participated in mock trials and all that. But I would leave at about 6 p.m. and the attorneys were still there working. And I said, I can't get used to this. I don't want to work this long. It's too hard, but around now in education, and I started at 6:30 in the morning. And sometimes I don't finish up until 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. It's a Friday night football game. I don't get home to 10:30 most nights because I'm doing other stuff. So when you look at this, the program, and data is good, but data also paints a picture. 74% of the students that participate in the program are females, 98% are minorities. The program is designed to support students that qualify for free or reduced lunch or have a financial need as determined by state mandates. So what are the benefits of the internship? I think I kind of just went through that, but there's career exploration, leadership, skill development, professional networking, real world experience, and then resume enhancement. Had I not participated in the internship program, I probably would have went to law school, and I probably would be very, very unhappy as an attorney. Probably have a lot of money, but would be very, very unhappy as an attorney, and I wouldn't feel as if I was being fulfilled because this is the work that I really enjoy, being an educator and working with our youth. The resume enhancement is profound because I got my first teaching job at 19 years of age at Sumner High School as a continuing sub. And I believe that program, the St. Louis internship program, is the reason why I was able to do that. There's also a connection to academics. So once you're in the program, it doesn't stop there. They provide ACT prep. They take students on college tours. And they also work with schools very closely with their counselors to make sure that they're progressing toward graduation, because once you're an intern, you're always an intern. There are also other academic components that they provide for students that are very beneficial for their future enhancement. In addition to that, there's also scholarship opportunities as well. So this is what she was supposed to say. So because you're great people and you know great people, it's tax deductible if you decide to take on a student and pay that student their hourly rate. Most of our students that go through the program, they make somewhere between $3,500 and $4,000 for their summer experience. So it's 10 weeks of training, again, resume writing, dressing for success, conflict management, table etiquette. I mean, it's a gamut of things that we're offering. And then we also have a therapist that comes every Saturday to work with our students. We call it EQ as a new IQ, so that they're aware of their own emotional intelligence and where they are in life so they can navigate through life with some of the things that they may be experiencing or have experienced in the past that may have them on the edge, or I would say in a situation where they feel as if they can't make it. So we provide that space, and it's a LPC, a licensed professional counselor that works with our students. There it is. All right. Our success rate in terms of graduation is like 95+%. So 95% of the students that go through the program graduate from high school. And we look at, again, the entire gamut. So it's not just for students that go to college, it's for students that might want to enroll. And you see that on the screen and list rather, students that want to enroll in college and students that want to go to the field of work. So our director is this young lady right here. And if you all ever see her, tell her I pointed at her. So she represents the corporate component, and that's me, the educational component. Gentleman here, the military, this is one of our students that was going through the program, and then this is the student that graduated from college. You all might have seen this on the review magazine that comes out every now and then. So I'm gonna see if this can play. And we will
may not, hang on, let me go back there. So. I have to show it audio.
Oh, there's a camera behind me.
That's all right.
I was wondering.
That you, that you.
Is that the back of my head? Yes, it is.
It's a great view, Bruce. Don't worry about that.
Great. I think I might need a razor back there. So it's fine. It doesn't play, it's fine. This is Stephen Taylor. He's one of the students that went through the program. He works out of state right now. He comes back every year and provides a scholarship for our students. So the alumni component is very rich. So we do have students that, like myself, went on to become attorneys and school teachers and architects and working for some big name firms. Program is very different than some of the programs that you may have seen around in the past. The students are in places such as St. Luke's Hospital, Emerson Electric, just a gamut of different businesses that they're working in, COPA and school districts and things of that sort. So that they could realize it looks like
That's actually doing,
It's translating what you're saying.
yeah.
okay. Yeah, it's fine. We'll go past it.
No. It does not want to, so.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. So this gentleman actually started, he had an internship, he worked for a company, and then after he graduated from high school, the company hired him. And he's been working with the company now for about 15 years. Now he's out of state. So again, eligibility, high school, sophomore, junior, attend a St. Louis city or county high school. Doesn't have to be public. Have to have a 2.0 grade point average or better, and then be committed to participate in the process. So what does that mean? If you don't come to 10 Saturdays, you can't participate because we want to put the best product out there. So if you miss resume writing or you miss interviewing skills, then you cannot participate in the program. The program is always looking for individuals or other potential employers where we can spread out a little bit, because from time to time we get students that want to do things that we don't necessarily have a job placement for. So we have to put them somewhere else so they can learn soft skills. Some of the soft skills, those transferable skills that they need to be successful in any job. But when you look at what some of our students want to do, we have students that want to be musicians. Well, we can send them down to Polka and they can look at the art side of things, but wouldn't it be great if we had, you know, a studio or something that they could work in, or a student that wants to be a veterinarian. Last year, we had a student that wanted to work with the FBI, you know, so we tried to find a place with that. We have students that wants to the police department. We have students that want to go and to the funeral home business. So, you know, want to find a placement for them. Just different things. Other students that want to work in early childhood, students that want to be pharmacists. You name it, those students are there, and we can't find those employers. We put them in a place that may not match that career interest, but again, those transferable skills are their organization, things of that sort. So this is what the orientation again looks like. Those are some of the things that we train them for. I mentioned this already. I guess you all can tell I've been doing this for a while. Went through the entire PowerPoint. But those Saturdays are intense. Not only do they get the Saturday training, we pay for them to get college credit as well through the community college. So they're dually enrolled for those that want to take advantage of that. Some of the other year-round activities, those things that I mentioned already, college visits, pre-collegiate residence programs, credentialing programs. We have a program where we take students through where they can get different certifications, whether it's just on the tip of my tongue, whether it's CNA or they go and go get Form Tech or other computer credentialing, like industry recognized credentials. We're working with places to get that done. Again, we talked about scholarship and those, and provide resources as well as work with them on writing a professional statement and then other professional development opportunities for students. So there's a gala or something in town and we want to get our students exposed to it. We may purchase a table or two and invite students to go to one of those galas. So one, they can get the experience, but also network so they can get to know people, you know, that may be in the field that they're in. So the other components that we have in terms of placement day, that's the time frame that they work. It's 8 weeks, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. They do get the holidays off that fall between those times, and the employers. I think it's doing something. The employers, they are have a monitor that's assigned to their site. That monitor comes by and checks on the student weekly, and they have, you know, conversations about how they can assist the student if improvement is needed, or certain things that a student might be able to do to improve in their area again if needed. Again, there's some interns, those students that want to be lawyers, if the employer allows for it, there's mock trials where a student participates in mock trials so that they can learn how to help themselves in court. I participated in it again, and here I am. That case, I just remember like it was yesterday. We talked about the etiquette lunch, and it's a career panel, so we invite individuals in such as yourself to come in and talk to students about the career that you're currently in and how you got where you got. They can ask you any question they might have, because again, you have students that say, oh, I want to do this, and then when they look at the groundwork that's needed, it's like, I didn't know I had to do all of them. I don't think I was going to do this. So an example would be, we talk to a student like, I want to be a lawyer. It's like, okay, that's great. So how are you going to get there? Oh, I'm going to go to such and such school, do that for 4 years, and after I come out, I want to be a lawyer. Doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't? Let me show you how it works. And let me show you that you don't like taking tests, but there's a test called the learn that you're going to have to take and pass in order for you to practice. Until you do that, you'll go, oh, really? So again, working with that student, and then also working with the counseling staff at the school, because sometimes students, they don't know. And also a resource connection as well. So this is the director's information. Her name is Shanice Johnson. She's been with the program since 1994. And we participated in the program together. My mock trial team, we her mock trial team, and I have not known her. I was the best attorney. And she said she was better than I, and their workforce business recruiter is Lisa Bruns. So I wanted to bring that all to you all because you all are great people, you know great people, and this program is just opened back up recently to students that are in St. Louis County. It was really just with students that are in St. Louis Public. It started with students, St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and then the economy happened, right? So then they just worked with students in St. Louis Public, and they just opened back up to release the Boys and Girls Club. So now it's open to all students in St. Louis City and St. Louis County. It's an excellent program. I guess that's why she told me that I could do the presentation for them, because I've been with it for some time, and would definitely like for you all to spread the word and make sure that the people that you know about this great program. This gentleman that's in the picture, that is Mark Levinson. He's one of our founding members. He's an attorney as well, so, but he's one of our founding members of the program. So we're thankful for the vision that Thomas Holgerson and his friends had to start the program.
Bruce, in the summer, how many students participate?
So in the summer, we've had as many as 300 and as few as right at about 100. So this past summer was a little over 100. And with COVID and everything, you know, some of our employees that have been with us for a while, they allowed students to work remotely. We found other opportunities for students that did not go into work to work remotely.
Do all students who apply get accepted? And if they meet the criteria?
All students that apply, if they go through the 10 Saturday trainings and they get a favorable rating, then we send them to work. If they don't get a favorable rating, and we have, because we've been around, so we have employers that we know will say, you know, this student really needs some assistance with attention to detail. So we have employers that we know that we can go to and say, we have a student, the student needs help with attention to detail. We would like to place that student with you. We want the student to go through the interview process with you because it's an internship. They don't necessarily have to, so that they can understand, you know, the importance of doing a great job. So some of those employees, you know, there are some students because of other commitments to where they go through the 10 weeks of Saturday training and they say, well, I'm on the football team, I can't do it. Or I failed a course, I had to go to summer school, I can't do it. So those kind of things. We have not been in a situation yet to where we could not send people to work because we did not have jobs. If we had 100 people and 75 jobs, someone that's either on the board or someone that works on the team, they'll go out and find jobs for students to work. And those students were employed, and so some of those students are still working for those companies to this day. That's the hard part. When we send students to work and then they don't leave and they stay there, and the employer's like, I still have this student over here. It's like, well, the intent is for you to train a student up so they can move on so we can give another student an opportunity. But if they found an employer that they fell in love with, so be it. We're happy for that student. That means that we need to work harder. And I say we because I just feel like I'm a part of our staff because I feel the program. And I teach some of the staff.
Brittner students been involved?
We have 4 written students involved. This is their first time last year when I came on board and found out that they were open back up to St. Louis County students. So it's to give you some more perspective into the data. 10 students applied, 9 students went through the program, and 5 of them said, this is not for me. 4 of them ended up getting jobs. 1 student worked at the Boys and Girls Club, and the other 3 students worked at St. Luke's Hospital. So the beautiful thing about working at St. Luke's Hospital is all of them wanted to go into the healthcare field, but they all worked in different departments. So some of them got to see the HR side of the hospital, because those are things that, you know, students don't think about. They think of the hospital, they may think of emergency room or think of nurses and doctors, but you know, it's more to that, to running a hospital. You know, so they got to work in different departments so that they can see the inner workings of a hospital and see that, you know, it's bigger than, you know, the emergency room. Or and when they got on that campus, they were like, oh my goodness, this is a hospital.
Great.
And they're doing well now.
Dave, you had something?
I don't need a lawyer, but I sure might need a plumber. Do you do vocational stuff as well? I hope you do.
That's what we're trying to tap into. We're trying to find.
I think we've got enough lawyers. Boy, you try to find.
We need some better ones.
We're in trouble.
Yes, sir.
We're in dire straits. And somebody's going, not everybody can or needs to go to college. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Right. A lot of these counselors in these schoolhouses are saying, oh, well, we get you, wait a minute. How about, had you thought about this? So that's interesting. Yeah, we need to have some more vocational things going.
Absolutely. So we're trying to tap into some of that. Some of it deals with age. So there are some employers, in order for them to work on certain sites and do certain things, you know, because our students, sometimes they're 15, 16.
Yeah, they're young.
They're young, you know, so and we have to apply to get them a workers permit and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And under workers permit, there are certain things that they can't. But the older students, absolutely. And I agree with you. And that was the director's vision with this, you know, let's deal with enrolled and listed employed, because we know even in the Rittner School District, and I work in Hazelwood, a number of our students, they go right from high school to work, and particularly our students that participate in our career and technical ed programs, if they get an industry recognized credential through one of those programs, through taking that TSA, the technical skills assessment, some of the employers are picking students up, and they come in, and to a student, you know, I can come in because I have this IRC, you know, making X number of dollars per hour, they go right to work. Sure. They may pick back up at a ranking or something like that to get more, you know, education up in their guts, but in some, quite honestly, they don't, and that's understandable. So I agree with you. We've been talking about that a lot in the school district. Like, we have to stop pushing everyone to college.
Exactly.
Not all students are gonna go to college.
So we still have the EMT program with Abbott.
I don't think so. I haven't heard much about it.
They were graduating with their high school degree and their EMT certification and getting a job with Abbott. Just a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can double check. I haven't heard much about it.
pre-COVID.
There's been, yeah,
Ah,
pre-COVID, got you. Yeah, there's been a big push for, the 442, dual enrollment through community college. So getting more and more students graduating and the associates.
Associates, good.
But, there's a lot of conversation to your point, about let's really look at our students' 4-year plan, really look at what our students want to do, design their coursework toward that, because again, not all students are going to go to college. Have something I normally say, a career should be your focus, college is a choice. So the career is your focus, the college is a choice. So whatever the career is, you determine the educational path that's needed to go there. Sometimes the educational path is on the job, and it's on the job training that gets you where you're trying to
To the other days, right?
go. Other than that.
This is gonna be interesting with 3 days in here. To his point, some of you know my nephew. He grew up in St. John's, off of Patrick near the airport. Went to Rittner, his dad taught there for a while, and then his dad went, down to Webster Groves. So Ryan finished up his schooling down there. Great, no problem. He is a farrier. And there aren't too many calls for a farrier. Why on earth would you be? Ryan is a consummate cowboy. I mean, honestly, Mitch is saying, he looks like a cowboy. There's no two ways about it. He is running his own business. He has clients as far away as Florida that he will haul his stuff down and take care of 15 or 20 horses and shoe them every 6 months or every year, whatever the cycle is. He's working with people that own several $1 million worth of horses. No or my sister would not like me saying this, barely graduated from high school. School just wasn't his thing. But he's damn good with what he does. And to your point that, and yours too, that, back in my day and most of us, you just went to college. That was automatic. You weren't done at 12th grade, you finished up the rest of it. It's different now, and we do need these actors, and he is pushing people that he knows that don't force him to go to college. He has more business sense than a lot of business people I know that went through business school.
We call it horse sense.
That's exactly what it is. But, and why he decided to do this, it is not a cheap business to be in. The tools that are required, the van, the trailer he has to haul, et cetera, et cetera. He has bought and sold 4 different horses because, I can raise a horse. Oh, I need their money, they're worth more. And not for food, but he would sell them for riding and whatnot. So it really, we do need to recognize that there are other things out there than just going to college all the time.
Absolutely.
And I say that as a college grad, not that it did me a little good.
Yeah. I say it as
You're able to
well.
put a sentence together.
On occasion.
On occasion. I have a cousin, very smarter than I am, and he's this guy's like gifted. And he told me, he said, I'm not going to college. He said, well, what are you gonna do? He said, I want to drive trash trucks. And that's what he's been doing for the last 15 years.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I see he's been doing for the last 15 years.
We don't have.
He's happy. He makes good money, and whenever I see him, he's like, so how's that career going, Chris? It's going well, but there are many different paths in life that our students that we can take, and success is what you make.
Yeah.
And you define your own success. There's a college degree does not make you successful, and that's what we're trying to, impart within our students. You can get a college degree, but I know individuals with college degrees and they can't find work in the Philippines, if it's a school. So we work with students on that as well. to make sure that they understand that.
I was thinking, an applicant for a position where my wife's looking to find a replacement where she works, and an applicant has all these Microsoft skills, and I said, well, that's all great, but just because you know how to use Microsoft Word, you need to know what to say when you open up the software. That's not, or a spreadsheet, what to do with it. And
You mean, doesn't work?
what the-
When you open it up,
Oh,
you know, whatever doesn't work.
Yes.
O'Shaughnessy, yes, doesn't
So,
work.
I think the interpersonal skills are because you're not always gonna hang around with high school kids. You know, what translates in high school city may not work in the job site or corporate world so I think that's a great idea.
Well, and
Sounds
you
like a
all
great
talk to
program.
them about, I mean, the idea that maybe you get a professional accreditation or whatever, and they actually find a job in that, and they're, I guess in one way, because they're young, and they go, I got a job and I'm making money. But did they stop there? Do you discuss it all about potential or, you know, moving forward from something, or this might be not the only job you ever have, and, you know, because I think sometimes you can get tunnel vision. I got the job, I'm good. You know?
Yes, sir. So we talked to them about earning potential, and we also talked to them about, so the gentleman that was in the video, he started with that job, but he's not in the same position. So we talked about the growth opportunities in the company that you definitely want to take a look at it. But understand that company, such as the law firm that I used to work for, could no longer, you know, be around. They might decide they want to do something else. So one, build your network with individuals. If you have to leave on good terms, because you never know. You may have to cross that bridge again. You might say, I need a reference, or is there a lawyer in the house? You know, I ran a red light, I had a ticket or something. Can you help me? Or I'm being accused of something that I didn't do. So, you know, we talked to them about all of that. And then don't get so fixated on, I'm making 13, 14 bucks an hour, because, you know, you could probably do something different in another environment and know that, or even triple that. So we talked to them about a lot of different things.
I mean, I had a customer of mine just yesterday that makes good money for where he works with a property management company. He's got an opportunity to go with one of the locals. And I wasn't trying to, I said, fantastic, do whatever's best for you and your family. I'd hate to lose him as a customer. But I said, remember also with that local, you may be sitting all winter,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, you gotta balance those things. It may not, and you're also the low man on the pole now. You know, and it's like, make sure you look at all sides of it, because it may, you know, it looks great on the surface, but if you're sitting at home all winter because you're in the house building trade, it's not as good a job. You know, in my opinion.
Checked out. I agree. Checked out.
You know?
Bruce, how's the program funded?
So it's funded through our director, as well as other individuals. They're amazing grant writers. So it's funded through grants, and it's also funded through private, you know, donations and things of that sort. So there are loans they give back. There are board members that go out into the community and talk about the program, and they give, they have fundraising opportunities as well. So some of the things that I mentioned, like the ACT prep, college scores, dual credit, dual enrollment, I apologize, dual enrollment opportunities. A lot of those are through grants that were written, or some fundraising activities. Even dedicated internships, there are people that have internships that they dedicate back. So if I want to fund a student, I forget the exact cost with the uniforms. They have a uniform. This is like their uniform that they wear to work. So they have a uniform, so there's no guesswork. You know, this is what professional attire looks like. This is the way that you come in. Now, an employer may say you can dress like this, or they may say you can wear jeans depending on where you work. But you go in like this, and if the employer tells you to do something else, you change. But so there are some individuals say, let's say it costs $6,000 for the uniform, training, all that stuff. There's some donors that would say, I want to dedicate an internship, here's a check for X number of dollars. And I don't care where the student works. So then we'll find either a not-for-profit or a not-for-profit organization or maybe even a for-profit organization, that we may not have exposure to and say, look, we want to start a partnership. We want to do X, Y, Z. How about the student work for you? We'll pay their salary, or their wages for the summer and go from there. And we have a number of dedicated internship opportunities. At the circuit attorney's office, I was a dedicated intern. So the internship made sure that I got paid, not the same circuit attorney's office. So it's not the profit.
Bruce? I keep vacillating back between me being 15 or 16 and wondering what I would have done if there was a program available. I mean, I'm very impressed. I had no idea anything like this existed. But his point over there also made me is, and when he talked, when I went through high school, or many of us, college was the way to go. How do you, are there programs that can start these children to think about their career? I mean, I loved your statement, careers should be your focus, and college, one of the choices. Are children mature enough to start thinking like that in high school?
So we're doing more and more of that with not just this program, because my conversation with them has been about, let's not push everyone to college. Even though a lot of what we do is around college, but in the school system, under this new accreditation cycle that we're under, they're pushing that students really start to look at understanding their career paths in middle school. You know, so in middle school. Wow. So they will go in and they will have to, and they can change, but we call it a 4-year, we call it an ICAP, but it's a 4-year plan. So where students have to, and there's assessments out there that want to take, they take those assessments like, okay, this is the field that you might be good in, or no, I don't want to do that, I want to do this. So when they get to the high school, we start to design their coursework toward, you know, that field. Because, for example, we talked about HVAC, okay? So we know at Brigham High School and many high schools that we cannot prepare a student to go into that field. There are courses that we can offer, but those would be the courses like math, science, ELA, social studies. So if we know 8th grade going into 9th grade, that that's what that student wants to do, we start having conversations with that parent. We start having conversations with North Tech High School, you know, so that we can push students in that direction. If we know that a student wants to be, say, a math teacher, and this is just an extreme example, but we know that typically our highest math course at the high school is college algebra, but that student is going to come to us in algebra 2, and they're going to soon be past college algebra. We start having conversations with that parent about doing enrollment opportunities, you know, so that we can get that student on a college campus so they can get more advanced coursework that we could offer, because our teachers are certified to do it, but if I only have 1 or 2 students that are interested in that course, I can't give up an entire period for the 1 or 2 students, but I can pay for you to go to community college and pay for the transportation for you to get there. You know, so to answer your question, some students are not there, but we, through the accreditation cycle, we're going to have to get them there. And some of these 15 to 16-year-olds that we send to work, we work with them like, look, I don't know how you become mature real fast, but I can't send you to work unless you show some promise and you show that I'm not going to be looking for you and you're in the break room, you know, doing whatever it is you're doing versus running a copy machine or deliveries or, you know, attending one of the trials.
And this was started by a graduate, and it's just, basically it's been funded outside of the school system, right? Is that a correct understanding?
There is some funding that is limited amount of funding that comes from.
I mean, primarily, it's an outside source.
Yes, primarily it's outside source, and there's a little bit of funding that comes from St. Louis Public Schools.
Thank you.
Yes, but primarily, as you said, outside source, and this program has been around for a long time. And we just had an event where some of the founding board members were at that event. Mark Lavington was there, Linda Reitness was there. And Steve Cousins could not be, but, he sent his regards.
Very good. Good job.
So, thank you. You all see you guys. Okay, if you see the director, if you ever see her, you know,
You're on the speakers bureau. So.
yes.
You pointed her out, and
Yeah.
you beat her at trial.
Oh, yeah, well, don't tell her that.
Hey, Jerry, you're muted.
Thank you all for the donation.
Thank you. As Tom is passing those out, I just want to remind you guys of the opportunity for service in the next couple of weeks. Old Newsboys Day tomorrow. Andy, do you have enough people to cover Old Newsboys Day?
Yeah, we do. I think, all the person I know is, besides to know is Brian, so.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
What time? 6:30?
Well, anytime between 6:30 and 8:30.
Okay, I got an 8:30.
All right. Wonderful. And I see the vest came in.
Oh, it's been lucky the last few weeks, the last few years, it's been a lot warmer than normal, so. We're gonna
pay for it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some good little book.
Just a reminder, Patty Williamson's memorial service is tonight. So there's gathering with Howard from 4 to 6, Thursday at 6 at the Park Place at Shepherd. So, and then scouting for food. I've heard from
Yep.
Bill. Is there anybody else making?
Very nice.
Okay, perfect.
What
Try to
time?
be there by 9:30. I'll probably be on site by 9. They're not supposed to pick up till 10, but
We'll be there.
they'll be early.
Are those, that's right there, do we wear them tomorrow, or?
That,
Yeah, if you.
those that were at the meeting last week, that told me what size to order, they're out there.
What size, which, other bar,
They're marked on top.
XL.
XL?
XL.
Good.
If you wanna order one, you need.
If you want to order one with me, got medium, large, XL, 2XL, 3XL. It is advisable to order one larger than what you normally wear, because over a winter coat, it ain't gonna work too well. And then I can order, basically, we're putting in the order as the club, but the member will pay for, and they're about 18 to 20, something like that per.
Bruce gonna build.
And it's,
Yes.
Are we billed for?
it's great also to wear them, you know, like Old Newsboys Day, like you were talking about, wear them for the scouting for food so that people see that Rotarians are out there doing good things. Also, the food pantry on the 22nd and 23rd. They need some help sorting, like kind of like what we used to do a long time ago. But let's see, Dave, Robinette, would you check under the podium? I think I may have left a couple of the extra wonderful prizes for my quiz.
I see 2 of them.
All right, well, that's what's there. So the quiz question for the day, and then we'll have our drawing, and then you guys can head out and do good in the world. The quiz question for the day is what do you get when you divide the circumference of a pumpkin pie by its diameter?
Pie. Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie, right? Whoever that was, you get a choice, 1 or 2.
I think Ann was first.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, Jerry.
Dave, 1 will be the cloth thing, 2 will be the
The
other
non-cloth.
item. Non-cloth, yes, okay.
Okay, nobody, you got another one? Nobody's willing to take that one.
Really? Okay, nope, that's all I
So
got.
go for another one.
Go for another question?
Either that
Okay.
or the prize rolls over, one or the other.
Oh, I'll do another question. Where did the young lady join us from last week for our program?
California.
Is California close enough, or do you want something more?
Close enough for me.
Todd, 1 or 2?
All right, well, via India, or India via
There
California.
you go. Which one you want, Todd?
Do I have to take something? I'll take the claw.
We'll take the cloth thing. This will go well with with your,
I doubt it.
Outfit today, yeah.
it goes with your outfit.
Well, yeah.
All right. Now you can turn it back in never mind.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Mr. Sergeant at Arms, do we have a drawing?
We do, but before that, I want to commend our club for, we have the most polio plus members of any club in the district by far.
All right.
Commend you all for that. The polio plus pins are they're in Jackson, Missouri right now, which is not real close, but I'll get some up here. And,
So you're talking numbers as opposed to percentage,
The society,
Member-
society, yeah.
oh,
but numbers,
yeah,
okay.
you know, we have, I think this total right now, we have 35 polio plus members in the district, and we have 5 or 6, and 2 more on the.
I think it's,
on the
I think it's closer to 8 or 9 here from here.
that I have the list. But anyway, thank you for doing that. And we have a drawing. The drawing is up to 72,412. There are. Yeah, some here.
Now, Jim, just to explain how this works, it's $1 a ticket. And half stays for us to do stuff with it, half goes to the winner. Ticket doesn't mean squat, it just means you get to draw the chance to draw the joker out of the card, out of the deck. So think of it as the old PSLC license that didn't mean you had tickets to the game, it just means you won the seat.
And when the joker, I keep the joker home for safekeeping, so.
There you go.
And we pulled number 282 out.
Wow, there aren't very many in there. It's 282.
Now, pull the joker.
I know, I'm here, hold the deck so I can pull the joker.
Oh, no, we're gonna review this. a little bit. Yeah, which one is it again? I think on my sleeve, I think on my other sleeve.
What's that? The top was laying it coming off her sleeve.
Okay, yeah.
That's a John Prine quote.
So at 6:30.
You don't have to be there exactly at 6.
And, no,
But I get better every week.
Oh, okay, would be.
okay, we are, why did that go back?
That it?
Yep, that's it, we did not.
All right.
But
Wait a
Oh,
minute,
darn.
Wait,
Okay.
just know about our peanut butter jelly, because we'll give it to you, right?
okay,
Never mind.
okay, Jerry,
All right. Well, if you'll pull up the four-way
Oh.
test there real quick, or not, we'll end the meeting with the
Hang on.
four-way test. All right.
my computer's been acting goofball today.
Okay.
Give me a sec. Okay, it's not there. I know what the problem is, and I can't make it stop. Okay, now it
Okay.
is.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if we will say the four-way test, then somebody can ring the bell and you can go out and do good in the world. So the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. The first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, would it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Keep that in mind as you go through your week this week.
Take care, Jerry, thank you.
Thank you, guys. I'll have a good day. Have a good week.
Yeah.